Hey everyone, this is my discussion board video where we talk about a situation that we've experienced and compare it to the situation at the gas company in Canada where they noticed that an increase in injuries and fatalities at the workplace was due to employees and management not caring about other employees and what's going on, basically showing a lack of empathy. When I was thinking about all the departments I've worked for, part-time and full-time throughout my career, there wasn't any one particular situation that I could think of where not caring about an individual or another employee or showing any empathy led to an accident or fatality or injury on a scene or in the workplace. It could have happened, I didn't witness it firsthand. There was a certain department that I feel like the administration, particularly the chief, created a not caring atmosphere. And in this department, the firefighters and the company officers, they had that caring atmosphere, which is what I think you need to have in the fire service to be successful. You need to care about what your coworkers are going through and ask them how their day was and make sure everything's right with them, because you are potentially, you can have this guy need to back you up in a fire or help you out on a critical run, and you need at least know their thought process and what's going on in their head, so you can kind of, if they're having an off day, you can kind of make up for their shortfalls that particular day and vice versa. So at this department and every other department I worked for, we achieved that at the firefighter and company officer level. But the administration, particularly the chief, created the atmosphere of I really don't care about you. It's not my responsibility to care about you. You're on your own type deal. You would go into work, if the chief saw you there, if you were at the headquarters station, he may say hi to you, he may not. But he just kind of gave the impression that, and the kind of the feeling around the department was, the administration felt like, you're here to do a job. I expect you to do the job word for word as outlined in the job description. And once you're off the clock, I really don't care about you and what's going on in your life. I feel like when you look at the emotional competencies, I do think the chief, as far as the inner emotional competencies, he was well aware of how he was running his fire department as far as self-awareness. That's the way he wanted to run it. He just wanted to be like more of a manager, not a leader type deal, is the best way I can describe it. And that's where I think the social competencies, as far as showing empathy and other social awareness type things and improving on relationship management, that's where his downfalls were. By not caring what his employees and, well, his firefighters and his officers, not caring how their day was going, morale was not very good at that place. We enjoyed working with the individual crews, but when the administration was there, you could definitely see a decrease in morale because it was usually something negative was going on. A crew was getting yelled at for something is pretty well the only time you saw the administration, unless you caught them in or out of their office. So improving on social awareness and showing empathy to his crews, I think would have greatly improved morale at that department. It was a good place to work. We were busy. We made a lot of good runs and helped out in the community a lot. But like I said, morale was just in the dumps when I was there. The low morale didn't affect patient care, but it did, or any fire-related runs we had. But I think it did help. It definitely decreased motivation because guys didn't want to go out and do things like fire inspections just because of the low morale. Conversely, at the department where I work at right now, I feel like the fire chief shows a lot of empathy. If he's happened to walk around the stations, he'll strike up a conversation with you. He'll ask you how your family's doing. He asks about my son all the time. He has a grandson about my son's age, so he asks about my son all the time. And we still have the people that just firefighters complain. That's kind of the nature of the business, so we still have those people. But I think overall the morale is very good at the department I work for. If I were to give the chief of the department with low morale and not caring about his employees any advice, I would just tell him to just look at improving his empathy. I think showing empathy, even a little bit, greatly, and the book has proven that just showing a little bit of empathy improves productivity, improves morale, and just makes the workplace a little bit better. So this is my discussion board post over the comparison. I hope you guys found it somewhat interesting. Appreciate hearing your comments, and everyone have a happy Halloween.